morning, ladies and gentlemen, to the 5th chapter on how to make a game. So, last time we ended up here. And yeah, it looks quite cool and we got our rotation going on and the circles are filling up, but still we can't do anything. So what we are going to do now is we check interactions. Interactions in this game will be clicking on a circle and clicking on the enemy circle, which is basically everything what we can do in the game, or yeah, will be able to do. Anyhow, for managing interactions we first need to work with the mouse. So we got this cursor here and we need somehow to check his position and if he is clicking or not. So we will do that now, and in XNA we have the possibility of using mouse state. So we make a mouse state and we call it mstate, and because I can imagine that we need something like a mouse position later on, we will make a vector and we call that mouse position, or no, let's call it just mPos because I'm lazy. We will set that to 0, so vectors m position is equal to new vector 0, 0. Okay, so we got the updates here, and what we want to do is we want to update every frame the position of our mouse. So what we do is we use the mstate and we set that to mouse dot, no, not mouse state, but mouse dot get state. Okay. So as well as that, we will have to update our position. So the mstate now contains the new mouse position, and we will assess that now. So we set the x coordinate to mstate x and the y coordinate to mstate dot y. Okay, so now we track our mouse position, but still we haven't any interaction. We don't have any interaction between the circles and our mouse. So what we want to do now is we want to create a method to intersect with our circles. For that we will create a function and we make this protected void update mouse, or no, update clicks, or no, oh yes, update clicks, that's fine. And yeah, first of all, before I forget this, we will call that here, so update clicks. And now what we're going to do is we go through every of our circle, everyone, so circle C in circles player 1, and now we will check for every circle if we have an intersection there. So if I load up the game again, you can see that an intersection between a point, which is the tip of the mouse cursor, and a circle is actually pretty easy. So what we will do is we have the circle going on, and this circle has a midpoint, and as well as the midpoint we have the mouse tip, and this is also a point. So what we can do is with a little vector algebra we can check the length of, or the distance from both points. So in this case the distance is about, I'd say, twice the radius or something like that. So there, we can just check if the distance between those 2 points is smaller or greater than the radius of the circle. So let's say I'm here, so the distance is greater than the radius of the circle. If I'm here, the distance is smaller than the radius of the circle, and so that is basically everything we have to check. Since we have to do that for every circle, we're just doing it for every circle. Oh, let me see. This happens all the time with stupid recording going on. Come on, go there. Okay. So just to have you informed, I already created a radius variable and set it to 30, 40 and 55 because if you check the image sizes, you see the big circle has a dimension of about 110 times 110. If we take the radius of that, that would be 55, and so on for each of the images. Okay, so what we're going to do is we make a public bool this time because we want to return if it's intersecting or not. Intersect, and we give mouse position as a parameter. And return false all the way. But now we check our intersection. So we got the mouse position and divide subtract from that the position of the circle. Turn that into a length, which is, by the way, a built-in function from XNA. So this little vector algebra thing is pretty awesome. So you don't have to program it by yourself. But if you would have to do that by yourself, just look in a math book or do it from on top of your head, because you should know that to get the length of a vector. And this, if this is smaller than the radius of our circle, this, oh, let me just make that away. If that is smaller than our circle, we will return true, because then we are intersecting. Okay, so now we can use that. So if the circle is intersecting, we can do something. Let me just mouse position. Okay. Now, what we will do with that? We want to select something, so we have to make a selection. And there are different ways on making selections and stuff. So I could create a boolean here, and then set it to true if the circle is selected, or to false if it's not selected. But this would mean that if we want to assess the selection directly, we would have to iterate over all circles and then check what circle is selected and what is not. So I go a little bit lazier way, and it's not that beautiful, but yeah, still it's working. So we create a circle selection. And what we will do is, if we are intersecting, we will select our circle. So selection will be our circle. Okay, so far so good. Now we still can't see the circle. One way to actually make the selection like viewable, or to make it visual, we could change the color of. Oh god, it happened again. Oh no. And now I clicked on something. Come on. Okay. We could now. Okay, help view. No, I don't need that. So to make the selection. No, I don't want this thing started. Again, to make the selection, we could change the color of the circle, but this would result in a lot of work to set a parameter here and set the color for each circle and stuff. So I really don't want to get into that right now. So what we are going to do is we go the easy way, and if we have a selection, so if the selection is not null, we will do the following. We will switch the type and do everything we've done before, just like that. But we don't have selection here. We don't have the circle C here, like in the for each loops here. But we have this thing called selection. So what we are going to do is we will just replace C dot with selection dot, and we will. Okay, no, I want it there. So we will replace that and 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 that, and that's it. Okay, so now we should draw the selection. And let me see. Now we have the color of the selection, because I copy pasted it from here, set to orange red. I will do this to forest green. Isn't that a cool color? Even the name is cool, forest green. Okay, so if I didn't make any mistakes, this should work now. So I guess let's just try it out. Okay, so we got the game booted up, and now just to recap what we did. So if we are moving our mouse into a circle, it should get selected. So let's see, and it works. Beautiful. And if I move it into another circle, this circle gets selected. And this way, and this, and beautiful, it works. Okay. So still, we don't want really to just hover over a circle to get it selected, but click on it. So what we are going to do is we make it clickable. Update clicks, and we just don't only check the position, but we check if there's actually clicking going on. So we check the mstate left button, and this should be equal to the button state dot pressed. Alright, so if the left button is in the state pressed and our cursor is in the circle, we want to select the thing. Let's try that again, and it works. Yes, beautiful. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to attack the enemy with that. So if we click on the enemy, it should attack the enemy. So now we are switching to the enemy circles. For each circle C in circles player 2, circles player 2. Come on. And we make the same as above. So if it intersected and the mouse button pressed, but now we don't want to select the enemy circle. We want to attack the enemy circle. So we have our selection right here. And we want to attack with it. And we want to attack circle C. Since we haven't already made the attack function, we will just make a dummy right now. So public void attack circle C. Alright. But now the problem is we will get, probably when I start this, we will get an error. Oh no, we don't. That's interesting. Let me see why we don't. Oh yeah, now we will get one. Yes, now we will get one, because I don't check if there is already a selection. So, let me just exit that. Okay, so if it is pressed and selection is not equal to no. Okay. Works like a charm. So now what we can do is we click on our circle and we can click on the enemy circle and attack the circle. By the way, if we click on that, this thing should get deselected. So let's deselect that, selection set back to null. Okay, so yeah, we got quite the interaction already. So we can interact and attack enemy circles, but we yeah, nothing happens. So next chapter I will introduce the concept of units in this game, and so that we can actually attack the enemy. So yeah, keep on watching the next, and I hope you learn something. So see you next time.